Yes.
Meme.
Meme. Yes. All right, and it's starting right now.
Go away, you zombie fuckers. There we go.
All right,
I'm probably.
is the stream on?
Yeah, the stream's on. God damn it.
I gotta go. I gotta go to the stream now on my computer so I can actually read the chat and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no. That's you, Rue.
Rue.
Look, that's a thing from like YouTube poops way before DSP did it.
Poopies.
Totally on accident. But again, you're not old enough to remember YouTube poops, are you, Surfbone?
No, I know what YouTube poops
Yeah, aren't you like 14?
Shut the
He's like
hell
Danny.
up.
He's like Danny Phantom. Yeah, he was just 14 and his parents built a strange machine, dude. Oop.
Alrighty.
Wow, Surfbone. You didn't even put my my avatar
Oh,
there.
you're...
That's rude.
You coming in was a last-minute decision,
Me?
Kosu.
Me?
Yes, you.
Three.
Yes. It was last minute.
There's gonna be a point in time where you guys are gonna be in a genuine conversation with somebody in real life, and you're gonna say me, and you're gonna hate yourselves for it.
Oh, hey,
Zombies?
everyone.
Don't double swipe me, I swear to Christ.
Alrighty.
Oh, hello,
Oh, I
Pookie.
heard the meow back there.
Might have
Yeah,
been
here's a
Rhonda.
cat.
Baked Potato's like, did you convince Hashi?
Yeah, Hashi
Yeah,
actually, Hashi believes 6D Dragon Ball now.
Yeah. He was
Oh,
tired
God
of it.
bless.
He Hashi was literally one of the people. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna start agreeing with you people.
Yeah.
Like, fuck arguing.
Yeah, if I agree with it, then I don't have to stream, so, you know.
It'd be like that. 6D
Yeah.
Dragon Ball question mark? Yep, comment tutor. That's how it be. No, it's not
Yep.
Atari.
You don't deserve the money, says
Noodles
Noodle.
Noodles donates $2. You don't deserve this money.
Big ups, Noodles.
Bigs ups to Nudies, who literally had a Cocksuit versus Pain debate 5 minutes prior to this stream, and made that guy concede within 3. So
Yeah.
3.
3, yeah.
Noodles, where are you even at, bro? Come on. What you doing? Not doing a damn thing, obviously.
He's at Twisted Towers, dude.
He's supposedly on retirement, but
Yeah, he's supposed to be playing Rocket League, yo. What you doing? Hit me up.
Yep.
Oh, I could have grabbed that.
Alrighty. So, y'all know why we're here. Reddit be
I
on
don't.
some shit. And most of the like Dragon Ball community is on some shit with this 5D, 6D, Outerversal Dragon Ball. And we're at least going to be taking a look at one of these pieces of information as somebody...
Are you gonna say one of these pieces of shit?
Yes. Yeah.
let me in, says Noodles. Noodles, you can see the chat we're in. You can just join.
let me in. I'll play.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Noodles are gonna be playing Rocket League. So y'all go ahead.
I'll join you guys if you're playing Rocket League. Shit, we'll play threes.
And Ava, we already had to talk about Goku being multiversal. Like, that's just obvious. But
Yeah, it's pretty blatant. I mean, if you're in denial of that in the year of our Lord 2023, then I think you have some other issues to deal with.
Yep.
He's at the bare minimum multi-mountain.
Multi-mountain.
Multi-round. Yeah, multi-round, yeah.
Also, I don't know if you can see the screen, Hashi, but
I can, yeah. Very nice bounce screen. Surfbone
Yep.
Keen.
Figured everyone get to appreciate some otters while we let the chat come in. Feel like everything is, so we're gonna just pull up this thing right here. I'm gonna be streaming this, obviously, to y'all.
Sweet, we're getting a wind staff part.
Is that the nudes?
And
I
then...
heard the kissing.
You playing with the cat while we're on stream?
Fuck you.
Hey, what's good,
You don't even have
Hashi
a
and
cat.
Surfbone? I was doing good before Surfbone contacted me, honestly. I think it was going pretty well.
Alrighty. So we got quite a bit to look at. We already got this little image right here. Though I don't think we need to look at this. We're probably just going to read the stuff around it. I'm assuming, Hashi,
Yeah.
you're just listening?
Yeah, effectively. I mean, I think he sent it to me. I could like dig it up and have it up on screen, but I'd rather have chat up.
Yep, that's fun.
So
Yep, this is quite the look through. I'm going to read this for everybody's amusement, so chillax. Alright. It's about time we discussed Dragon Ball's outer life scans. Yes, or Afterlife, yeah.
Outer Life,
never
actually, that'd be a
never
pretty
mind.
cool
Maybe-
name.
Yeah, no, he agrees it's outer now,
Yeah,
guys.
it's outer.
End of the stream. GG.
My bad. I revealed it.
Yeah,
I
you
couldn't
just
hold
got wrecked.
back. Alright.
Yeah, I'd like to give. Obviously, I have the stream up, so I can kind of see it. But like I don't know why people are always insisting on like trying to make like these like cosmology maps. Like it doesn't make your argument any better. Like I get if it was like confusing, but Dragon Ball's cosmology ain't confusing, Chief.
Yeah.
Like y'all fuckers are fishing for statements for the same 5 realms. Like chill out.
Yep. Alright, so let's read this. The Dragon Ball Afterlife scans are pretty much a staple of Dragon Ball Z cosmology bullshit at this point. Even
Damn
even without guidebooks, you could definitely piece together some kind of argument for higher dimensional afterlife, based on how the afterlife is a higher plane of existence that's outside of the living world's dimension of time and views the rest of the universe as a lower temporal world. I myself have tried my hand at forging arguments along those lines.
Damn.
So
Where to
like
start?
the whole yeah, the whole time thing, and I think I went over this. Was it in the clothespin stream or maybe it was in the call after?
Yeah.
But like if you're arguing that like the afterlife is like beyond the time of the normal world in this like weird like dimensional tiering sense, right? You're ignoring plot points from the Namek saga, from the Saiyan saga, from Battle of Gods,
from the Cell
from
arc.
all the from the Cell arc, from the Boo arc even. You're ignoring all these plot points. Like it's just not true. Like I don't like. And this someone's probably gonna clip this out of context, but I frankly don't care. It's just not. There is no guidebook statement that would prove it's that impressive. Because it just contradicts so many core plot points of the series that it's like, no, there's no way it's the most consistent interpretation. Like, hell would freeze over and it still wouldn't be true.
Yep. Okay, let's... So I'm not going to read this. We might just look at it afterward, but let's continue down this page. You could probably make an argument for higher dimensional afterlife, even without guidebooks. But the real debacle lies in the higher dimensional afterlife scans, which I'll be reviewing today. And it's like the Daisenshu 4 scan that started it, after all. I like how he states that you don't need guidebooks, but then goes on to cite the guidebooks.
Did he
Yeah,
say it was bullshit right off rip?
Yeah,
Something?
I invited you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. Oh, we're playing Rocket League? I forgot. Let me boot up Rocket League.
Also,
You're not playing. You're paying attention.
God damn it.
and then
Pussy.
we have the Noodle Man join the call.
What's up?
Say hi to Noodles, boys.
Don't say hi to me.
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to say hi to you.
I think when this guy says that you can do it without guides, I feel like that's like a rhetorical trick.
Yeah.
Unless he's like trying to use that one statement of Goku where he's talking about time, which I already pointed out why it would be kind of completely incoherent.
Yeah. So funny enough, this is actually a mistranslation right here, but it's like this game was translated by Herm. He called Herms Hermes, so he doesn't even know the.
Hermes.
So he doesn't even know the guy. He got the actual. Okay, so it's
Damn.
either Herms or it's some actual guy called Hermes.
Nah, man, he got it translated by the god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A guy universally
I don't even know
considered
how
the
he got
most trustworthy and reliable translator in the Dragon Ball community, who's provided accurate translations for over a decade.
Case by
Yes.
case.
Yeah, so... Oh, Sorry, Noodles, were you gonna say something?
I said that shit's case by case.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at too. He was reliable because like a lot of the Dragon Ball fans before Super came out weren't into the very like Japan centric side of the community, right? Like they didn't know how to like most people when Super was coming out just flat out didn't know how to watch Dragon Ball Raw, right? So Herms was there like when Geekdom and them would need a translation. That's where he got a lot of his credibility. Same with like or whatever that one website is. But translations are subjective. Like he can be wrong, you know.
Yeah. And this one is definitely wrong. And I've confirmed this with multiple people and even had someone help me translate it. And this is what it actually says. A transcendental / supernatural world ruled by the gods, higher than the heavens, transcending dimensions that can't be perceived from the human world. The gods of heaven look down on the whole world from this place. And,
Yeah,
yeah. You want to go?
it's just saying. Yeah, it's just saying it's like a spiritual realm, which is something we already knew if you watched Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Like, here's the easiest thing. So, everyone likes to know this part here and think that it's a dimensionally transcendental, which already sounds like a weird phrase in itself. But, people think that they confuse the word transcendental with transcendent. Because transcendent and transcendental are completely different things, as we can just look up right now.
Transcendental just means spiritual. People really get this like confusion where they hear people quantify stuff for so long that they confuse like literal misuse of words with what should actually be true, and it's really obnoxious.
Yep.
And that's kind of the problem that this community's had for like a while, where instead of like talking about like, oh hey, did you see the light fang feat? People would say, oh hey, did you see that feat that's 30% the speed of light?
Yep. So yeah,
and then you go down that rabbit hole.
Definition, relating to a spiritual or non-physical realm. Other words, the afterlife. That's crazy. Crazy how when you actually look up the definition, it makes more sense than whatever these people from Reddit and the Dragon Ball community are trying to come up with. So, alrighty. So, this scan seems to state that the afterlife is higher dimensional. Based off of what? What part of this? What part of this is stating that it's higher dimensional? Oh, this is funny right here. Most people have stated that Hermes translated this, but I haven't found a source for Hermes providing this translation. So I'd like someone reading this. So I'd like if someone reading this can hand over a citation. So you don't even know. So why were you claiming that this was?
What?
Isn't the point of the thread or whatever, or the post, like, supposed to be telling you what the thing is?
I disagree. Transcendental things equal transcendent things, but transcendental is like specifically a spiritual word.
Yeah.
Transcendent.
We just looked it up right here.
Like it literally comes, like the origin of the word is spiritual. It's where it came from.
Like look at this: supernatural, pernational, otherworldly, superhuman, mystical, mystic, spiritual, divine, heavenly. Like all of these, like. And this is like the most consistent, like, that you can, if you're to use the statement, this is more consistent than trying to say that the afterlife has some random fifth spatial axis. Like, I don't know where these people are getting this idea from and are just blatantly misinterpreting what's being stated here. So it's like, recently some people have been trying to debunk this translation using this guy's interpretation. From Cypher. A supernatural realm ruled by the other gods. And an unperceptible from the... Oh, this is why they don't like it. It's because it doesn't say the words transcending or dimensions in there.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, I mean, that is peak Dragon Ball fan, right?
Yeah.
Just keyword scale out the ass. So yeah, not
this
really a
guy
shocker.
claims the machine translates over literalized the transcending dimensions bit. However, I don't think his translation be the be-all end-all for a couple reasons. One, he said we should trust Hermes' translation more than his own. That doesn't then debunk what his like translation was. Like, just because you say you should trust Hermes, who, by the way, he says Hermes, not Hermes. So,
it just seems like we're getting to this like level where it's not even about translating; it's about translators, which that's not how it should really work. Like, we should be able to compare the merits of like a translation independent of who did it, right?
yeah.
I disagree with enough people on English, let alone another language.
Yeah, like it's basically like the same shit Happy tried to do, where it's like, oh, I can speak Jap, can you? Smug look, and it's like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like
like
you can
how-
still be wrong.
My translator debunked him. So
Yep.
Yeah,
He said, number 2, I don't think this guy has a crystal clear idea of the true meaning of dimensionally transcendental, seeing as he himself translated it as extra-dimensional before.
Nice.
But,
so is he disagreeing with the
yeah.
you know, when you like put something through like Grammarly, sometimes they'll say like tone unclear, and that's what I'm getting here. Like I genuinely don't understand what this guy's trying to argue at this point.
Yeah.
because he doesn't. Oh shit! My teammate folded. It's because he doesn't.
God
I
dang it.
don't even think he really understands what he's saying. You see that? You saw that, Kosa.
Yeah. He fucked it up.
He folded. I went to hit the ball and he just tapped it. No, you ain't getting it.
Let me just zoom in here. All right. There's also another translation by a Japanese native who interprets the scan as saying the afterlife transcends
no.
the dimensionality of the living world.
So we're stacking
it's pull-
translations now.
Yeah, it's pulling a Happy. I mean, we're just getting to the point where whatever like reasoning you're like gonna use here is gonna end up being fallacious,
Yeah,
anyways, right?
And it's just like,
'Cause
before I get to my next point, I have to address something. I've heard some people say this puts Afterlife at 4D max, and here's why, and then uses a freaking, then posts a Google Translate. Why don't you just actually, like, you know, get to the bottom of the translation, explain which kanji is being used within the sentence, and then actually clarify which one it means, instead of just saying, oh, this guy's a Japanese native. This guy says he trusts Herms' translation, made his own interpretation, or I'm going to say this is Herms without actually confirming it. Like,
Yeah, there's like a lot of justifications and not enough explanations.
yeah.
Yeah, like we've gone through like 5 lines of evidence and we're on 1 scan. So it's like it, and I'm using lines of evidence very loosely here because in reality, I don't think like the same scan being translated 5 times means anything. You're still talking about 1 actual piece of evidence. Like if we were Japanese speakers, you know, we wouldn't have to have translation, so that's not like 5 scans you're using. You're using 1 scan and 5 dudes.
Yeah.
I heard PJ's mom uses 5 dudes too. But, you know.
Okay. So then the guy goes on, certain translations have stated the afterlife only transcends the dimensions that can't be perceived from the living world, and since humans perceive 3 dimensions, this would make the afterlife no greater than 4D. This is wrong. It's a mistranslation brought up by machine interpretations. You see, the Chinese and Japanese languages are very conservative about commas. The scans excerpt had declared 2 descriptors. 1, that the afterlife is dimensionally transcendental, and 2, the afterlife can't be perceived from the living world. None of these help
we're
me
getting
here. Like,
we haven't actually got like the fact that if we're talking about grammar, we are not gonna do with the whole this translator says no. If we're talking about grammar, your ass better be using the raw kanji and talking about it that way. It does not work. You know, you don't get to do this whole like here's where the comma would be in a translation of it. Like that's not how we're doing things here.
And that's so weird to attack that kind of thing, or not
Yeah.
attack, but like try and like justify your argument with this like semantical punctuation, bro. Like it's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, like almost everybody who I've seen ever hear the whole like dimensions that are invisible, whatever. I think that sentence is just like incoherent, and I can't blame it. It is pretty incoherent. Like it doesn't really mean anything. But that's not gonna stop the Dragon Ball scalers who don't read, right?
Yeah, someone said, why do people even treat Japanese natives as Shakespeare's of the language? I mean, they're as capable of mistakes as the rest of us, ain't they? Yeah, entirely true.
Facts.
That's entirely true. Like, we're all human. We all often make mistakes. The problem is that this guy didn't actually specify to the people reading this thread which one is the one you should trust, other than you said that one, you cited a scan saying that Hermes, or Herms, was the one that translated it, but you didn't even confirm this. You didn't even have find the source of it. You just hoped that your audience would know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I think, and I said this before, but like when we're getting to like this whole like which translator is the most trusted, that is just an appeal to authority. Like, if Herms came out tomorrow and said, actually, the scan is literally gibberish, it doesn't mean anything, is that magically true now? Like, no, it's not. You would fight me tooth and nail on that one.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, again dimensionally transcendental does not mean anything in terms of, being above another dimension in another spatial axis.
It doesn't mean anything mathematically. All it says is just that the world's spiritual. Right? Which is obvious if you've watched the show or read the series.
I mean, they're Dragon Ball fans. I don't think they have.
I'm just skipping this part because he's just reiterating himself. In reality, the text only describes the afterlife as being dimensionally transcendental in general, not relative to any particular dimensions, just all the dimensions that define the living world. It's simply a dimensional tier above everything in the bottom portion of the square. Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
Like,
can you explain yourself, sir? Why do you think this? Why do you think it means that? Like, explain. And then he
there's
said,
that zombie.
Anyway, with how often this translation is disputed, I lately decided to seek an answer. I went to a number of Japanese forums and asked this question.
Of course.
And he's...
this kind of reminds me of like...
The word transcendental often refers to metaphysics and spirituality. That is to say that apart from the word's usual definitions that indicate some kind of superiority, transcendental can also be a synonym for spiritual. And it's like blank has nothing to do with the superiority of any kind of kanji, for transcendental only describes how the afterlife is a spiritual world. Well then.
I'd like to hammer this point in real fast. Saying I went to a bunch of Japanese forums and asked what a word meant would be like if I was like I went to Discord and asked people what this word meant. Like it like it doesn't, like, who cares?
Oh, because the guy says, please choose which of these three options most accurately describes the meaning. And I feel
that's a loaded question.
Yeah. So you're not actually answering anything. Like you came. Where did these come from? And why did these take priority over this? And what are you citing these definitions come from?
Yeah.
A cereal box.
Might as well be, honestly.
I mean, we might be getting to that here in a second.
A cereal box might actually be more credible, if I'm gonna be real here, Chief.
Yeah. Someone said Goku's 5D quick downplaying. I'm not downplaying. I'm simply addressing the evidence that I'm seeing in front of me, and I'm saying that this is clearly has no way in actually implying that the afterlife is 5D.
Yeah.
And I've seen no evidence that actually suggests this.
If you have
none.
a valid 5D scale, by all means, send it to us.
I would implore you to actually send me something, because I have met so many people over the course of several months try to convince me of this. Send me so much stuff to the point where I now have everything in regards to 5D, 60, Outerversal, Dragon Ball, everything with all the interpretations, and I think none of them are valid, and all of them are simply just taking things at face value and putting them in a vacuum and then basically placing them in a row and being like, you see, because I can interpret all these same scans like the same way in this, like, and I can put them all in this group, I can now say it's consistent. But that's not how we power scale. That's not how we perform narrative analysis. Where you're blatantly taking shit out of context to interpret it in a way that you want. And that's how I've been seeing it with everything in regards to 5D, Dragon Ball, or higher. So
someone said something we missed in the chat, I think.
Do you think that the Dragon Ball universe is infinite? I feel like there's actual like evidence to cite that, but regardless,
I don't think it matters.
I don't think it matters whether or not even if it is infinite, since we do know that there stay to be separate space-times that are contained within the macrocosm. So whether or not it has to be, the actual universe inside is infinite or finite is irrelevant.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
That's it. He's doing this whole thing again where he's just referring to different claims. This guy says that the scan is outside of dimensionality? Why?
What?
Like, this person states that they will...
Wait, pause for a second. Where's Goku at then? He's into multiversal. Someone asked that again. It's multiversal. They're into it. Like, you're going to end up using a bunch of multipliers and saying, like, Beerus and Zeno scale vaguely above it. Yeah. Right? And, like, all those characters, right?
I actually have a video going to be coming out at some point. I finished the script where it goes over all the Super Saiyan transformations, mainly all the way up to Super Saiyan 3, going over all the evidence in regards to their multipliers and seeing whether or not they actually apply to the attack potency and speed of the characters, and then using that to be like, okay, if we assumed that Goku is low multi based off of Battle of Gods and he's FTL based off of stuff in like the Saiyan Saga, where would he be if you just use multipliers and nothing else? So eventually that video is going to be coming out. Shares all meanings. He keeps going over this.
You're going to ruin my one meme.
Yep.
No, that's not. No. That's not what transcendent means. And also, like, you're like that's fishing for like these
that's transcendent, not transcendental. We never, like, and even in all these scans, the word transcendent does not come up a single time.
Yeah, and even then, people forget that, like, words are derived by a context, not the other way around. Like, if, like, Goku magically meant, like, omnipotent, right, that doesn't make Goku omnipotent. He's still, like, multiversal or whatever. Like, a definition of a word can be wrong.
Yeah, it all depends on the context. Like, the definition for a word, like, is formed around the context, since words have different, like, definitions to them. So we need to analyze the context and see which definition is being applied here and makes the most sense based off of the words that exist around it.
All right, what y'all think? All right, I got two choices. I can get ravioli, or I can get ramen.
How about you get a burger instead?
Who let you in here?
Honestly, facts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But someone said, Xkyber said, could you see a 5D as a limit for what's reasonable?
The only way you're getting them to 5D is, like, if there's, like, a statement like that for, like, the World of Void or something. They're, like, as it's laid out, you need, like, either Zeno's weird realm or the World of Void to have that statement. And even then, like, no one scales to Zeno's realm, right? And some people kind of scale to the World of Void, sort of. So.
Okay, I just read this. This person suggested dimensions could be shorthand for three-dimensional in reference to normal living world, and dimensionally transcendental could be a metaphor for how the afterlife is beyond the spatial qualities of the living world. It's important to note that they clarify how none of the interpretations are wrong. They were only reluctant to apply the third interpretation, since their knowledge of Dragon Ball, the afterlife isn't usually associated with specific spatial dimensions and descriptions of its qualities.
See, the way how you're reading that, it sounds like he's censoring, where what they told him was, you're being a really cringe power scaler and you should probably stop.
Cring.
Yeah, I just, like, he even posted and said, like at the very end, he's like, maybe someone who is very familiar with Toriyama's Dragon Ball Z's world can specify the definition of the term you're asking about.
I went to a Japanese forum and I asked literal randoms what they thought, and then they told me to screw off because I'm cringe. But it totally means what I'm saying, guys.
Yeah.
Like, man.
So what's his main argument from? Is it like a guidebook? Is it?
I mean,
PJ,
so far,
who let you
out of
inside?
context?
Who let you inside of the house?
Your mother did.
So far, we're still talking about the one scan from the Daisenshu, and he's gone through like 12 different people trying to get it confirmation.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I thought he was
I'm just going to ignore all of this since we kind of I feel like he's just repeating himself over and over again. So let's go next. Let's talk about the validity of this scan.
Oh, Lord.
Boy.
Here. Let's see. Oh,
yes. The infamous scan that is boxed in so many places that even Herms on Twitter had mentioned that it's infamous for this, the guidebook that this comes from is infamous for this scan specifically because of the boxes around everything. But yeah, let's see what he has to say about this.
Is it the RPG one?
Yep.
Oh, it's just not canon. I don't care.
Yeah, well, so this
nothing you say about it makes it canon.
Yeah. So he said, this scan has many takeaways. The afterlife is a higher plane of existence that's fully transcendent over the living world in every physical manner. 2, the afterlife seems to work under the same laws of transcendence that higher planes in Asian mythology operate under.
Bro, what the fuck?
And then number 3, the afterlife is defined by metaphysics, which deals with things that the abstract and Platonic concepts.
Man, this guy's saying a whole lot of nothing.
I'd like to read the chat before we go into this a bit more. Quote, macrocosm contains 4D constructs. It is also 4D. It has its own space-time. No, that's not how that works at all. The macrocosm all kind of has its own time flow. It's all one. And I pointed that out with the whole, how many... think about how many times where the time in the afterlife and the time in, the living world is relevant, right? It's always 1-to-1. There is no weird, Goku spent 2 days in the afterlife, but, a month passed or something. That never happens.
Yeah. Also, so there's many things wrong with this. So we could just also talk about the validity of its canon, but one of the things I just want to address real quick is the whole trip into the realm of Asian mythology. Just because something is inspired off of something else, that does not then mean that they now hold the same qualities. Just because Goku is inspired by the idea of Sun Wukong doesn't mean that he now shares the same abilities and powers as Sun Wukong.
Oh boy, can I go on another rant?
That works. All right, go ahead.
I'm going on another rant. Yeah. All right, so in the power scaling community, I have not met a single cringier group of motherfuckers than the people who scale Buddhism unironically. You fuckers are cringe. Stop. Go touch grass. No one cares. Your entire, purpose of being is so you can be oh, I think Sun Wukong is, bolos, and then you try to, bullshit with, 12 different books. No one cares. No one ever cared. Install Tinder, take a shower, get some ass, and maybe you'll stop. Goddamn.
Jesus.
Goddamn. That was a tangent.
Yeah. Also, the afterlife is defined by metaphysics. What's the word that's being used here? It's truly another reality that isn't connected to ours except on the most metaphysical level. Metaphysical? That doesn't sound like metaphysics. Unless we're going to say that if at any time the word physical is mentioned there, that implies that physics, the idea of physics, is being implied there.
I mean, if we're applying the same standard equally, right, and we're pulling the Asian mythology stuff, we can just go down the route with physics too. Any word, we can just trace down to the first ever use of it and just go full wank, right?
It's almost like we talked about this in another video recently about how and the whole all boats, all the high tide raises all boats.
Yeah, I was high when I recorded that.
Yeah.
That's a W.
So the problem is that these same people that argue that Dragon Ball is this strong don't then apply these same standards in which they scale Dragon Ball this high to other verses. So you can already tell based off of that whole thing that they're immediately biased because they're not willing to give other verses the same benefit of the doubt as they are willing for Dragon Ball. They want Goku to be strong. That's the whole reason that they're making this line of scaling, and they're making these like instances where big like words that they really want there to be, and then exaggerating them and taking them at face value and saying, oh, this is why it's true, or it's like, this is what it's actually saying, and then taking the whole fact that, like, essentially, like, Hashi, Perrin, and all those guys, like, essentially pioneered the idea that Platonic concepts could make you universal.
Oh, you're responding to that now.
It's just like...
I wanted to respond to that guy in chat. He said, it doesn't scale anyone anymore. Arguments don't work like that, my friend. There is no, like this like definitive status of an argument that it's just complete shit or whatever. Like, no, every argument can be argued and counter-argued ad infinitum. Pretending there's some like definitive status on an argument is kind of dumb. Now, certain interpretations, you know, like I said, like the time thing with the afterlife, can just be like outrageously like wrong, right? And it would need you need like 5 chapters of Dragon Ball to explain why that would be true, right? You need 5 new chapters explaining every one of those instances. But fundamentally, you could argue it. Even if it's wrong, you can make like a wrong argument. Mm-hmm. Like like that argument is right because PJ's here. That is an argument.
You got it right. I passively make the argument better.
Yeah, and by the way,
might make it worse. I don't know.
Like I said, Herms actually addressed these booklets, like these RPG guide booklets, on Twitter, and I'm only bringing him up because this guy said that he's super credible and everything he says is fact.
Let's go.
He basically keeps saying that this all this stuff that gets cited from this like RPG guidebook always gets cited like the reason why it like it's basing all of its information off of something called the Daisenshu. And it's made by one like employee from Funimation who has no connections to actual Toei or anything, and basically just gave his own interpretation of stuff and like made a bunch of this shit up. Like there are some straight up contradictions that are like plaguing these entire booklets. Like one that I immediately pointed out to Clothespin in the Frieza Saga one. It says that Goku vaporized...
Frieza Saga?
In the Frieza Saga, yeah.
Yeah, you said Frieza.
I said Frieza.
Y'all heard him say Frieza, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did as well.
It literally says that Goku vaporized the rest of Frieza's body on Namek. But we know for a fact that didn't happen. Frieza was fine. The way that you see him in this scan was exactly how he turned out after Goku blasted him. He did not die. He did not vaporize. So, it's funny how they keep citing that, like, oh, Toriyama trusts his staff so much and says that they know more about Dragon Ball than he does, but then they say stuff like this in their guidebooks. Like, in this one, for a RPG card, like, an RPG, like, anime card game.
Yeah, like what people forget is, especially like back then and even now, almost anything you can think of has loads of tie-in media. Like it's not just like you have like an anime and manga. You'll have games. You'll have like underwear. Maybe even a gun. I sent that to Clothespins the other day. There's a Dragon Ball gun. It was really funny. But you'll have like all this tie-in media, and because everybody's felt the grace of God, we don't use those when we're like scaling Naruto or something. But Dragon Ball fans literally don't have a brain, so they're citing like yogurt wrappers and stuff, like acting like it applies to the series. Like when they're writing like the next Super movie, they're like keeping track of all these yogurt wrappers they put out. Like no.
But they're spinning facts,
Hold on. I've just noticed something else that's funny. It says then after this whole thing of like the Namek blowing up, it then says that Dende is now the guardian of the Namekian Dragon Balls, and can be summoned to Earth. What? And then
What
says
the
this
hell?
says this whole thing about like, oh, where's Goku? Although the Dragon Purunga assures the team Z team.
Z team.
Z team. What?
Z team. What the hell?
Oh man, this we can probably dedicate a whole stream to just deconstructing this entire guidebook.
You know what? How about you get Taurus to do that with you, and then I don't have to be here.
All right.
That'll be great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, to go off what Hashi said, like it's just very sad to see that like Dragon Ball fans are literally just like scouring through everything just to find, you know, I gotta find that scaling. I gotta get Goku to outer, man. Like, dude, like I'm sorry, your favorite character isn't this strong. Like, why?
It doesn't
Like,
matter. Like, you can still like the character, and the character can still be them, and you can still like them as they are, even if they lose to another fictional character. Like, it ain't that serious.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
Like,
but,
even
like,
though
some of these people can't.
Even though I
go ahead.
like Luffy more than Goku, I'm still gonna say that Luffy would lose to Goku in a versus battle, because I'm not gonna be that guy that's just gonna look for arguments purposely just so I can say that Luffy can beat him. Which we've already reiterated so many times on this channel. You can make an argument for anything. So just saying that there's an argument for something doesn't mean anything. You can make an argument for anything. Just saying, someone is making this argument for 6D Dragon Ball. It's like, that's cool, bro. Well, I hope it's a good argument. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, they all suck.
It's not. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I've yet to see one that actually is good.
Pretty sure someone in this call has been kicked out of a server before for arguing something they could argue.
Oh boy. So let's keep seeing.
Which one?
I'll leave it ambiguous.
Yeah.
I see.
There are more statements about the afterlife outside what this scan provides. You can get whatever you want from this, but that's not why I bring up this scan. I introduced to the debate its validity. There seems to be a rumor going around that this scan comes from a fan-made game. No one said it's from a fan-made game. I don't know.
I actually think someone read that off, but like, it's not about that it's fan-made. Like like the whole like, oh, this is made by a fan, this is made by like whoever. That's always been like weird. I don't really think who makes a game matters all too much. It's about like what weight does it have, right? So like for instance, people like debate about like the Naruto novels, right? Like, oh, Kishimoto didn't write it. Oh, he worked on the story. But like what we should really be talking about is it's like, why should we consider this when we're talking about Naruto? And like then we talk about, well, like Shueisha like refers to these as like official and puts them in a timeline, all that good stuff, right? So obviously there should be some consideration to the novels, right? Yeah. But when it comes to like an American only supposed guidebook, it's not even a guidebook, it's an RPG rulebook. It's like, why would we consider this part of Dragon Ball? Like, it's very clearly a tie-in material. It's not like a story even in Dragon Ball. It's trying to explain the story so you can play it as a game.
Yeah.
So
I like how it says, first off, the makers of the Dragon Ball Z anime adventure game obtained an official license for permission to release the game in America, and talks about how they've only required the license to produce the game based on the series. Not that it's gone through any editorial process to make sure the information is correct or anything. So
that's
like,
true.
So it doesn't. So like that. So this whole thing of like, oh, it's an official. Like they got the license to produce it. That doesn't mean it. That just means that they have made a product that's for Dragon Ball, and they've gained the ability to make a game based off of it. That's all that means. Like, are we just gonna say that any game that like Toei has ever made is now just canon to everything in Dragon Ball? Like, is Dokkan in like the Dokkan app canon to Dragon Ball now? Is Legends now canon to Dragon Ball? Like,
if I'm not mistaken, there's a certain somebody who actually holds that position.
Yeah, I know. We're not going to mention him in call since he's not relevant. And he's also not the maker of this thread. one of the guidebook writers, Cindy so-and-so, was the executive producer for most of the original Dragon Ball and a good portion of Dragon Ball Z. Certainly not some no-name.
In this context, it is a no-name. Like, if you're not, like, Toriyama himself, effectively, you are basically a no-name.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, really weird. And all these arguments will look weird because they'll be trying to hype up this person, and they'll have, like, the most American name possible. Like, you know, it doesn't really, like... You think, like, these people are, like, in, like, the Dragon Room now?
Yeah.
Like, trying to make up Dragon Ball story? Like, hell no.
Yeah. Yeah, just because these guys happen to be, like, they work to help produce an episode of the anime, that doesn't then make them knowledgeable on the series, right?
Oh, no. Not just, like, the anime, the dub of the anime.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when the Super Dub was coming out, very early on, Sean Schemmel thought that, like, Super Saiyan Blue should have this really grisly voice, but then it turned out that actually it was supposed to be a very calm and relaxed form. It wasn't supposed to be like that.
Yeah. There's also a whole, like, debacle where he tried to make Super Saiyan Rose British, and everyone got mad at him, and Sean Schemmel got majorly offended that anybody would tell him how he needs to voice the character because he knows Goku and he knows voice acting. You can't tell him what to do. You don't know more about him, about the character. Like,
I'm pretty sure he privated his Twitter because of it.
Yeah, at one point he had, I remember there's a little bit of drama about this. He had, like, a bot go through and delete all of his old tweets or something like that. Not a bad idea, but it always looks bad when you do it.
Also, I like how this guy said that considering Toriyama himself was involved with the project, he just did the cover art. You literally showed it. He only provided cover art for it. He didn't oversee it to make sure that it was valid and that everything was consistent with Dragon Ball. So just because he involved himself, that doesn't mean anything.
By the same logic, GT is canon because Toriyama did a few designs for it.
Yep.
Real fast. Someone said, you mean Toriyama's relative isn't Word of God? I don't think Word of God exists, period.
Yeah.
You don't believe in God?
You don't believe in God.
No, but I think if we hit like $100 in super chat, I will.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Someone
he was
said
trying to convert him, guys.
I like how the guy. He also said the guidebook clearly has his soft approval. Based off of what?
What does that even mean?
His soft approval.
What does that mean?
This is all cope. It's like you're trying to soften the blow of we're using the American RPG. So you're trying to be like, well, it's not totally canon. It's only sort of canon. You know, it's like, no, it's all cope. Just argue what's in the manga, dude. Like, there are some really good people out there who basically use the manga and, like, the Daisenshu and stuff, and they're actually respectable people and cool, and you're not one of them because you're talking about this bullshit. Like,
yeah. I like, he then brings up the whole thing is, like, Toriyama has stated before that he considers his staff and others who work on extended Dragon Ball material to be more knowledgeable in the world in Dragon Ball than himself. But this is what he says. Everyone on the staff who is more knowledgeable about Dragon Ball than a guy like me and who love it very much, obsessed over reproducing the atmosphere of the original comic and finished up a truly enjoyable game. Everyone, by all means, please give it a play. Like,
all right, so what's the what's giving them validity here? If it's knowledge, then surely I can go bug Taurus for a Dragon Ball statement, right? He's knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Because if it's just being more knowledgeable than Toriyama, then almost anybody can give a statement about a Dragon Ball.
You know what's
like that's not like a valid trait.
There's just so many instances that I can just name off of like like original like comic writers or like mangaka or even like video game like producers where they just talk about how I think it was like there's like an interview with Oda who says that he often goes into wikis just to remember some of the attacks that Luffy has done so then he could reproduce them and not forget them. because you know he's made over 1,000 chapters of One Piece. He can't remember every single thing that he's ever made. Like,
I can bring another fandom into this. There are allegations in the Ben 10 community that the creators of the show use the wiki, and so there's information that's been made up on the wiki that's ended up in the show.
Oh man, don't even get me started on Ben 10 and fucking conceptual DNA.
Don't bring your weird beef in here, PJ. You're like a Z-lister.
Shut the hell up.
Coach, look at admin chat before they start talking.
Yeah, no, I did. I replied.
And then he said, I heard some people mention some odd multipliers for the different forms introduced in the guidebook to discredit it, but ideas along those lines weren't actual statements about Dragon Ball lore. They were mechanics used to forward the whole game that the guidebook was meant to supplement. And then brings up, what about Birder's super speed? We treat the effect as a very powerful Boku Jutsu, but extended...
That means flight.
Yeah. But extended the table up to Mach 20 with a 20-point cost increase for every additional Mach. This also allows you to extend the super speed table out almost infinitely, assuming you maintain a minimum of 500 points. Oh boy.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with saying well, those are game mechanics, fine, right? That's whatever. But like typically in an RPG book, when they're giving game mechanics, they'll also have like flavor text that will explain it. So like for instance, like in Warhammer, there's like psychic powers, and it'll be like, oh well, it does like D3 mortal wounds, but then like the description will be like it like rips your soul out or some bullshit.
Yeah.
When we were making the Emperor video, we actually had the issue that so many of them were just like it fucking kills you.
Yeah.
Like it's like barely a hack. It's just like, oh, it rips your soul out and kills you. It like erases you on every sphere of existence and kills you.
Also,
whatever.
Almost infinitely is just like a blatant oxymoron. Like, so that doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Fucking infinite speed birder.
An editor's
yeah,
note,
honestly.
An editor's note explained that everything from the game guide was extrapolated reasonably from canon material and guidebooks as well as Toriyama's ideas, making it very reductive to describe the guide's information as headcanon. What?
No, it's literally saying the guide. It's literally, for one, we're not calling it a guide anymore. The RPG book is saying it is based on the manga, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
That is itself admitting it is not a source.
Yep.
It is secondary material at best. Really, it's tertiary, or even less. It is not canon. It was never canon. If you're using it as canon, get some help.
Yeah.
Like.
And from own sketches and manga cover, well, as well as Toriyama's ideas, and it lists also Akira Toriyama's own sketches and manga cover pieces. So that's the only thing that Akira Toriyama has any involvement in this actual guidebook, even in terms of like giving some like ideas to them. So it's not like he's actually providing an explanation or helping them with, oh, actually, the afterlife is not like that. This is how it is actually described. Like, you guys are getting it wrong. Like, he doesn't do that, clearly, based off of this editor's note.
Like, the justification for the game being canon has always been really weird and really dumb. Like,
it also
it's just not canon. Stop.
We pieced all this together to give you, the reader, some idea of what life might be like on Dragon Ball Z. So, they're more... That's what it says. Be like on Dragon Ball Z.
That's weird. I mean, it sounds like they're trying to say, like, next time on Dragon Ball Z. But, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, but whatever. I mean, it's just not canon. Can we go to the next argument?
Yep. Well, that's the end of it. Let's see what the comments say about this. Man, the amounts of scans you gathered to prove this epic, man. Another top tier post, mate. You have no idea how much I appreciate your input. My guys, this is one of the solid posts for 5D Dragon Ball here. Good job. Bro countered every single argument against the Afterlife scan and the scans he brought. Rare r/power scaling W.
See, this, you know, I don't have any problem with the servers if he still runs that Reddit, but like the communities on Reddit have always just kind of been bad. Like Reddit is for like where dumb people go to fake being smart.
Oh no, I just went to his comment. Oh man.
And I think, and obviously on the opposite side, 4chan is where like relatively intelligent people go to act dumb. Or at least that's what it was back in the day. It's kind of changed now, but...
So, let me just skip some of this. Some of this 8 days ago. This is funny.
Wait, real fast, I don't really care about the comments. The living realm and the other world have their own space-times and are both infinite size, so 4D. No, that's... If you have space-time alone, you're 4D. The infinite thing doesn't really matter. They are separate, meaning space between them has to be 5D. No, that's kind of assuming that each one would occupy like the full veracity of the fourth vector, which just isn't true.
Yeah.
That's not how even our real universe works.
Yeah, like...
In fact, the reason why we have to not use multipliers to get from uni plus to low multi is because we don't know how much hypervolume the universe would have. And so we don't know how far away another universe would have to be.
Yep.
So
yeah.
No.
So that's why I'll be explaining this in my Super Saiyan video, that you can stack the multipliers on top for Goku because of the Battle of God's Feet. Because he has already Goku's already shown that he can overcome that gap between universes. So let me just read this real quick for you, Hashi.
Sure.
So this is from him because he's like, because the guy's like, how strong is 5D? And the guy just goes into this whole thing and says, eventually, space is typically made of 3 dimensions, length, width, and height. The theory of relativity states that time is the 4th dimension.
It doesn't. Spoiler warning.
Yep. Spoiler warning, it doesn't. Thus, you can define an object in space based on its length, width, height, and position in time. This model of reality with 3 spatial dimensions and 1 temporal dimension of time is called space-time. Oh, man. Oh, I don't like this next fucking set of stuff right here. Like I said, all dimensions can be finite.
Wait, are we out of like his actual arguments and we have to go to like his comments now?
Yeah.
That was like the worst post I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
You guys should check out the Akudo side debunk. None of us have read it, so. And I've seen like the arguments people use. It's just like people getting really mad over like words. I know that sounds really vague, but that's just what it is.
They said even Death Battle, which seemed to be going extra hard on Dragonball Cosmology, labeled it as 5D on their map. Why does Death Battle saying that Dragonball is 5D now make it valid?
Why?
This piece is more of like a critique on the community than it is the argument. Like, this is actually bad. Surfbone, this is why I didn't want to read it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much everything in this. So he basically just mainly goes over one scan. Let's actually look at this little cosmology he made, and then we can end this video. 5D Dragon Ball oversimplified. In physics, a basic universe consists of 3 dimensions, 3 spatial axis, and 1 temporal axis. Wrong.
I mean, if you think that, like, you can map out something like using like X, Y, Z, and T, but if you do that, that's not like inaccessibly stronger than something with just X, Y, Z. That's always the issue.
Someone said, is r/power scaling or r/who would win would better? I just would never venture on these sites.
Neither.
Unless you are explicitly
Reddit just
telling people never to go on Reddit.
Here, let me give you the experience real fast. r/who would win is like everybody is peak human. Also, except for like the super true form dark side, which has never appeared but is somehow weaker than the presence. He's not. He's like cosmic tier or some bullshit, but everybody else is vaguely peak human. If you're not destroying planets every punch you ever throw, you're not planetary, all that good stuff. r/power scaling is you drop a take and then someone says hop in VC.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There's the Reddit experience for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
you get banned from power
so,
scaling if you post memes, by the way.
Yeah, r/power scaling, you cannot post memes in there anymore, and Hashi
Yeah, you're not allowed to.
explicitly banned by the owner because he posted a power scaling meme in there.
Yeah, when I told
That's
servers that, I
cringe.
was like, I got banned. He's like, why? And I was like, I posted memes. He's like, oh yeah, you're banned. I'm like, shit. I had more Seth memes I wanted to post.
Someone said, and then he said, one quote unquote official Daisenshu scan describes the afterlife as dimensionally transcendental to the living world. There's an ongoing dispute over the translation, but other scans from the 999 Anime Adventure Guidebook, licensed by Toei, worked on by Toriyama and higher staff. This is very misleading. Like, already. Confirm that it's at least a profound higher plane of existence. It doesn't say that. Let's go back to the scan. It doesn't say anything about being in a higher plane of existence.
If people could just like think before they post, I think the universe would be way better.
The only thing that gets close is it is an entirely separate universe that encompasses another level of reality. That's what it says. It doesn't say anything about being a higher plane of existence. You're just these Dragon Ball fans are just blatantly making shit up. Where are you getting this whole higher plane of existence thing? It doesn't even say that in your own scan.
It's coming from their. This isn't even r/power scaling. It's r/power scales.
Yeah.
God, I hate.
Yeah.
Man.
Is Kosu still in here? My overlay says he's still in here, which is really funny.
He joined
Me.
again, I think.
Yeah.
God damn it.
All right. So what's going on?
We got through the whole thing, and a lot of it was like he'll talk about one scan, and then he'll talk about like 12 different people's take on the scan, and then because those 12 people will not like vomit on him when he brings it up, it's true.
Oh, so like appeal to populace or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It brought up Death Battle for some reason. It's like a credible source. What the fuck?
Also, it calls hell the home for infinite losers.
That's a dubism.
Which is a dub name. Which obviously is not canon, because the dub has its own interpretations of.
Real fast.
Obviously, there isn't infinite surfbones in there.
Yeah, so to answer your, they wouldn't occupy the whole fourth vector. They're infinite in size, meaning they occupy. No, but you need way more than infinity to occupy a vector, my friend. Infinite times 0 is still 0. If you have infinite 3D space, it's occupying the whole third vector, not inherently now. You could have like an Aleph 4 sized physical realm. There's nothing wrong with that. So like that's why we can have an infinite universe that's still expanding.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't work if we occupied the whole third vector. That'd be kind of dumb, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So space between two infinite. No, it wouldn't have to be 4D. And no, you wouldn't. You could have two infinite 3D realms with like 0.0 repeating 1 in the fourth vector, and they could just be aligned along that because they wouldn't take up any of the fourth vector besides that very small fraction.
Yep. Statements from the anime claim that the living world is a lower temporal world relative to the afterlife. Guidebooks and other statements claim that the afterlife is outside of time. In context, we know this refers to the living world's time. Okay, so this is why me and Hashi were saying to everybody that obviously this just blatantly contradicts so many things that happen within the anime. Like, for example, when Goku dies, he is in the afterlife as he's talking to Gohan while he's blasting Cell. So it being outside of time doesn't really make any sense. And that, like, when you're trying to describe Goku being there, if he's actually reacting in time to what's going on Earth.
Yeah.
If he's outside of time, he wouldn't know what's going on at all. It would definitely not. It's not like he's, what's it called? from What If.
Yeah, he's not like the Watcher or whatever.
He's not
or
the
like the
Watcher.
Watcher. Yeah, like no. Like
That's what these people want to think.
yeah, like there's so many plot points contradict. That's why I said like you would need like 5 whole chapters of the super manga explaining all of those instances before like that interpretation of the scan could even be true. Like
yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, and there's just another instance in the Boo saga where he's literally on the world of heaven. Like, he's on the world. You see he's in the world, talking through King Kai to the Sea Fighters. Hey, I'm coming back for the tournament. How can he talk to them in, like, real time if it's supposedly a higher temporal existence or whatever? Like it doesn't even work in the same way in which the time chamber works, where 1 year in there is 1 day in the real world. Like, it doesn't even work like that. So calling it a temporal world really doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't even know why there's those descriptions there at all. So, but combining supporting evidence reveals that the Universe 7 has a lower temporal axis, which is dwarfed by the Afterlife. The Afterlife is literally contained within the macrocosm, as you shown in the scan. Like,
I would like to ask, can I get like an actual paper where like these like temporal dimensions are defined this way, where like they literally just work like spatial dimensions? Because I've never seen one.
Yeah,
it's always just like people assuming they work the same way. Like, I'd love to see the paper where someone defined all of this and has math to back it up and can prove it.
Yeah. Also, there actually, I remembered something. It should exist within this scan. But essentially it called the... Actually, hold on. I think I might have it in my DMs with Clothespin.
I like Clothespins. He's a nice guy. It's a shame he moved out, though.
Oh, yep, here we go.
Moved out of my house. What the hell?
This comes from the same adventure guide, like the anime adventure guide for the RPG rulebook. King Kai's world, a tiny half-gravity planet only a few miles wide. That shit is only a few miles wide? Like,
yeah, it can't be a few miles wide if it's supposed to be like 5D or some bullshit.
Well,
like,
the thing is, like,
fuck out of here, dude.
Like, it's a few miles wide? Like, let's look up King Kai's world real quick.
It's like timeline containing a timeline, making it a higher timeline. Like, where's your evidence for that? Like, where is like the actual like paperwork that proves that?
They're just making shit up at this point, man.
I don't think they understand.
Man, that's like a couple 100 feet across, not a mile.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
King Kai
You could
lives
probably
inside that.
actually use Goku's height to fucking see how large it is.
Yep. Like, that's a car. That's a regular car.
And it...
A few miles wide? Is this car, like, over several hundred feet long? Like... Oh, man. Hold on. Yeah, it's just, like... a few miles wide? And you're trying to tell me that this is the guy that we should all be citing for evidence in regards to how the sun, bigger than most of the known universe.
That's so dumb.
What?
Wow.
It's just called the sun.
The sun.
Like, they really are just doing anything they can to fucking upscale Goku. This is
hold on.
just sad.
Is this thing referring to everything right here? This whole bottom part is hell? Hello? This is hell? All of it? What else is supposed...
Dog.
What?
Where the hell's the living world?
What is this? What is this? Adventure guide? What do you mean?
Dragon Ball fans just are the bottom of the barrel, I swear to God.
Yeah.
I thought fucking One Piece fans were bad. Lord.
Heaven, it's gotta be big. There's a lot of people there.
Maybe things are just bigger in the other world. Yeah, other world just has like a different measurement system that we're just presupposing.
I
like,
mean,
no, get out of here, dude.
I mean, Snake Way, it's literally halfway across the universe, and it says it's millions of miles wide.
Fucking Heaven and Dragon Ball is like fucking Apocalypse. You know,
Yeah.
when you go there, you just get upscaled and fucking sigh.
Yeah.
Maybe instant transmission is like a boom tube system.
It's like Texas. Everything's bigger there.
Wait, what the hell? So this is called the Daikaios planet, right?
Yeah.
It's a grand.
Wait. Pause for a second. Dragon Ball Macrocosm is infinite, even though it has ends and a center. That's not a contradiction, comic tutor. If I draw a ray that's infinite, right, in one direction, and I draw it infinite in the opposite direction, it would have a center and it would have an edge.
Yeah.
Like.
But yeah, so it's called this is the Daikao planet, right? What does the adventure guide call it? Unknown world.
I don't know, your mother's house.
We think King Yema's boss lives here. So the adventure guide doesn't even know what this thing is.
How do you not know who? Dude.
It's because
the universe is smaller than all of that.
Guide.
Like, it's clear that this adventure guide doesn't know what they're talking about. They don't even know what this thing is here.
Man, Surfbone, I just noticed.
Do you know what you're talking about, Surfbone?
Hold on. It says Snake Way, millions of miles long.
Yeah.
And then look at how large the universe is.
Yeah, I know. No, I just noticed something else in this scan here.
Also, the unknown world.
Wait, hold on. King Yema's desk is bigger than the entire solar system.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
It says it right here.
No.
What the fuck?
It says that right there.
Dude.
And people are using this?
Wow. That is fucking funny.
Look at that.
Damn, so if he like breaks that desk, you know, it's fucking he's
it literally says,
fucking,
by the way,
man.
if you consider the scales between our universe and the next dimension, this should logically mean that King Yema's desk is bigger than the entire solar system.
Man, they're literally trying to double down on it.
Dog, this is bad. Holy fuck.
Surfbone, pull up the cover of Diary of a Wimpy Kid Double Down, because that's what's happening right now.
I think a goon made this game.
Honestly,
dude.
You know what you should do, Surf? You should get a couple of the boys together and play this fucking game.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'll play as
Fucking-
King Yema's fucking desk.
This is a solar system level desk right here.
Yeah,
Look
fucking
at that.
King Yema's desk, fucking infinite speed birder. You know, let's go.
Look at
I
that
still
desk.
can't
Look
get
at
over
Goku
that.
there.
Man.
Look,
Oh wait,
Goku,
they're
come here,
really
just-
trying to pull. They're really trying to pull a Dark Towers type scaling of room containing the concept of size. No, I've argued a lot with Dark Tower games, and most of them are absolutely dumb as hell. The scan they used for that, if you actually read what it's saying, it's just saying something is big. Like, they don't use the word concept or anything. They have to like try to do mental gymnastics to justify that.
Yeah.
And it's really obnoxious too, because of all the holdovers from like the old days, right? Dark Tower is the weirdest one because people assume that it was true.
Wait,
Like, if
hold
you-
on. Everything can
Sorry?
be argued. What matters is how good the arguments are. No,
Yep.
what?
I mean, yeah, that's. It's like
It's
part-
more like how correct is it, right? How
Well,
yeah,
consistent
like-
is it?
It's true, everything can be argued, but just because I can argue Denji is fucking outerversal doesn't mean I should. Like, that's no.
Yeah, like what even is a good argument, right?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
what makes an argument true even? Because if I say like Goku is outer because Surfbone's in the Air Force, is that a good argument? Because Surfbone's in the Air Force? Like, no.
fucking Goku's outer because my cat puked on the carpet. Like,
Yeah.
Man,
Look at that.
this has
Look
been
at-
quite
look
the
at-
revelation that we've been.
Look at Goku and Kami. They're clearly hundreds of thousands of miles large.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, fucking the afterlife's just, you know.
This is
it just
Jupiter right here, by the way.
upscales
This,
You-
this
you know
phone
what's
is the
weird,
size of
too?
Jupiter.
You know what's like really weird too about all of this, right? So Cell is blowing up, right? And Goku instant transmissions him to the other world, and this apparently not only resizes you, but resizes your ki, right? Because Cell is able to like blow up like King Kai's planet, which is apparently huge, right? But when they're doing the Spirit Bomb in the Buu arc from what's it called, the from like
Land
the
of
normal
Kais?
universe, yeah. That key from the normal universe isn't like insignificant to them
Yeah.
when it's just being transmitted through, like just normally, right? As if it was like flying there.
Hold on. It says, Gohan background history. When his father was killed, he was trained by Piccolo to fight in the Namek style.
Oh lord! All right, I gotta read chat
Namek
again.
style.
How did
Dynamic
Wait,
style.
does,
1 second, I gotta read chat.
Did Piccolo know that he came from the?
Oh, shit. Wait, I gotta read chat. If infinite is endless, no, it's not endless or limitless. You like infinite as in Aleph Null is a set value. We can have one of it. We could have two of it. If you have if we have like 2 times Aleph Null, that is bigger than 1, and both are infinite sets. It's also not impossible to measure. It would have an end because, you know, more than infinite. Like, you're using this idea that like infinite is like never ending or whatever, but that's not like what it means mathematically.
Yeah, he's
or
he's
even, like,
viewing it as
practically.
he's viewing it as like something more abstract.
Yeah, and that's kind of what like Cantor talks about when he's like referring to it as omnipotence, which was really just to appease the Christians more than anything.
True.
Would space between timelines have to be 5D? No, timelines
No.
don't have anything to do with dimensionality.
They
My
literally
friend.
say that one of Krillin's shticks is that he's called the Fall Guy.
Oh, Fall Guys? I love that game.
The
Krillin
Fall
is a
Guy,
Fall
damn.
Guy.
Where does destroying infinite timeline scale you into multiversal? I think we have a tier for that, but I can be fucked to remember it. I don't get paid enough to. But I can
Infinite
get paid enough
timelines.
to if you support this stream with super chats.
Yeah.
Real.
Convert them to Christianity, guys.
What the hell? I just don't. What is this sentence? In regards to Bulma, even getting kidnapped and stripped to her bloomers by a horde of space kids, fighting alien illusionists,
yo.
or hiding in
What?
terror of a Diddy
What?
can't stop her.
Hold on. What?
What?
Fuck?
When was she stripped to her bloomers by a horde of space kids?
Are they referring to the fucking, like,
I'm pretty sure
filler
it's
where
filler.
they run into that? Yeah, they run into that, like, space station that's invisible.
Maybe.
Or, like,
I'm
running
back.
away from
I don't even
Frieza.
remember that filler like that, to be honest.
Oh my god.
I
Here, wait,
I just
here,
remember
I'd
it
like,
happening around fake Namek.
Yeah.
as the response to the chat, because that's what I'm being at this point. Timelines are 4D, right? And they are separate. That's not what you need. If I have 2 boxes in my room, because those 2 boxes are separate, are they like 4D now? No. Timelines are only impressive because they would have to contain a universe. Like, goddamn.
Damn.
I hate people who try to, like, I hate saying this, but use time scaling. Like, it's always obnoxious.
Yeah.
I can't get over them trying to use fucking filler to in this game guide bullshit.
Fake Namek is in a bridge. No, it's in filler. It is
No,
in a bridge,
it's-
but it's
Yeah.
it
is
yeah,
real filler.
Infinite, like, infinite doesn't matter in this case.
yeah,
Like, you don't need to be infinite to be 4D.
yeah. If I have like there are ideas out there about like the multiverse, but none of them are predicated on our universe being infinite. In fact, some people who detract from the idea will say that like you don't really need a multiverse for these stories if your universe is infinite.
How was Dende the youngest Namekian?
He's one of them.
No, it just says as the youngest Namek. What the?
As the youngest
Namek. He could be. No, he could be. I don't think that's bad.
It's the fact that he's called the youngest Namek, not the youngest Namekian.
Oh no, that's fine too. I think they do say Namek in some official materials. That's not bad. That's not like the nail in the coffin, at least, right?
It's not as bad as being is saying that Gohan was being trained by Piccolo in the Namek style.
The fucking Namek style.
That's got to be racist. That's the equivalent of saying like I'm gonna teach you the Asian style of fighting. Like,
people say that in real life when they're kids. I'm gonna go piss real fast.
Right. Bulma trying to unlock her hockey Susanoo. Not the fucking hockey Susanoo.
Not the hockey Susanoo. For a nanosecond. Don't underestimate Nail for a nanosecond. That's a very
okay.
Can someone physically underestimate someone in a nanosecond? That's such a weird thing to say. Like I don't. What the hell?
They would probably call Nail 5D based off of this. His sacrifice not only gives Piccolo the key to become a super Namek.
That's gotta be racist.
The team needs to hold off Frieza, forcing him to go to his next form. In fact, but in the end, what?
Huh?
What?
But in the end, his strong character and heroism bring a new dimension to the bitter Namek from Earth.
Oh shit, he's 5D.
So whose key is now
he has the new dimension
inextricably melded with that of his quiet hero.
Yep, you heard it first. Nail's 5D, guys. Go
5D
spread
Nail.
it around like a fucking virus.
Yeah.
How strong is the hammer then?
Piccolo, he's still a tough talking green guy. All the attitude of Clint Eastwood.
What? Lord. Did you find like a PDF for this thing?
Yeah, this is the Frieza Saga like RPG guidebook.
Oh god.
And it says that Piccolo has the attitude of Clint Eastwood.
So
Clint
we have
Eastwood exists in Dragon Ball.
Oh hell yeah,
man! This game sounds fucking fire, dog. All right, you got like solar system size King Yema's desk, infinite speed birder, 5D Nail. You know, Piccolo is Clint Eastwood. Like,
yeah,
this is
pretty great. This is a good game. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd play it. Shit.
I'd play it.
Oh man, this is just.
We gotta bully Noodle Man into running D&D again.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me send him a DM real quick.
Oh, Frieza's stuff has to be insane. They have to say some crazy shit about Frieza,
right? In translation, keeping it cool. Frieza's pun name is just like it sounds, Freezer.
Oh, $2 super chat from the Darkest Man. Can Goku beat Oryx from Destiny 2? No.
Fuck no.
Well, aside from maybe a few other things, Oryx has like the best argument I've heard in a while for high 1B. Now I know people argue he's stronger and that's fine, but like his the lowest ball that would be high 1B because of how concrete that argument is better than anything in Dragon Ball, period.
Facts.
Look, man, Oryx just flicks his fucking wrist and like Goku dies. I'm sorry.
Frieza, power mad, infinitely methodical.
No.
Which subreddit is this? Apparently it was r/power scale singular.
Well, that was from the meme that, or like the part of this thing called r/, but it's from r/power scaling.
Would significant donations drive you to playing the RPG? Damn straight.
Hell yeah.
Hell,
what
we
is the
RPG
anyways. What is the RPG on?
It's the Dragon Ball RPG we've been making fun of.
Yeah.
If you mean like what were we gonna play it on? Probably Roll20 if I had to take a guess.
I was. It's a D&D game.
Yeah.
Fucking.
What's the difference between high 1B and 1A? A very large gap. Very large. Go We need to play Destiny 2. I heard Destiny 2 versus Goku. Oh yeah, of course he did slow assassin. Your eyes probably lit up, didn't they?
So, Surf, what are they saying about Frieza? I'm curious.
Oh, they said stuff about
I
him
heard
being
keeping it cool.
keeping it cool. Yeah. They said that he is power mad yet infinitely methodical.
Oh,
Him in a 3D
brother.
right there. Hell yeah.
Like, how far does this RPG like cover? Like, does it just cover like
This
up
is just the
Frieza
Frieza.
shit?
This is just the Frieza saga. There's 4 books for each.
Oh boy.
There's like the.
I wonder
Saiyan
what they'll
saga.
say about the shit in the Boo saga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our slash
Hi,
power
I'm
scaling
Cody
will argue with you for hours and talk to you like you're an idiot for not agreeing inaccessible cardinals. No, they're not. Numbers aren't real. Like, I don't know why people think that. Like, that whole belief came from a misreading of VSB of all places, so. You know.
Oh.
If you misread VSB, then maybe you deserve to be on.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What is this? History unknown. This is for Kui. History unknown. A Frieza hanger on. What is that supposed to mean?
A hanger
does that
on?
even
A
mean?
Freezer hanger on.
Does he have like a hangnail?
Like, what does
Hangnails
that,
are painful.
What does that mean?
No!
Can anybody in the chat tell me what what being a freezer hanger on means?
It's got to be
Draw my
something
marinara
racist.
sauce.
Is he calling?
That's
Wait, is
gotta
he
be
calling him a
racist.
dick rider?
He's a hanger on.
He's a hanger
He's a
on.
dick
is what he
rider.
is.
That sounds like a
that's a
slur,
new-
bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
does.
it's a new slur.
Look,
I'll-
you look like
I'll
a
put it
fucking
right next to
hanger on, bro.
Clanker.
Like, quit being a hanger on.
Get quit being a hanger on.
No, Grim says a hanger on is a goon. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know.
so I said it was
That
a
might
dick
be.
rider.
Yeah, I mean Frieza is a goon.
Yeah, dick.
Yeah.
Hanger on. So you like hanger on his dick
Ah,
or
shit.
Yeah.
something.
Oh man, you got him. You roasted him, dude.
Yeah, that's what you get, you know.
Skill issue.
Man. In the encounters that follow, the individual Ginyu go down in flames and into the other world, while their other
Wait, the individual Ginyu?
They become outerversal. That's
Wait, yeah,
so cool.
the individual Ginyu goes down in flames and into the other world.
How many Ginyus are there? Is he like a
What do you mean he
Orochimaru?
goes into the other world? He's turned
Well,
into a
he-
frog.
Yeah, Ginyu doesn't
Individual.
die. Till, well,
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't die at all.
Oh, you got
Alright.
another dono.
I also hear Wojcicki can... No.
Read it all,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
read the whole thing.
Oh.
I've also heard Void
Oh,
Shiki can kill anyone in fiction. Is that true? Like, she no-diffs Cthulhu mythos and Skyrim gods and all that? $5
No,
from the
so-
Darkest Man.
Who the
Yeah,
hell
thank
is
you, the
Void
Darkest
Shiki?
Man. It's a servant from fate. So, back in the day,
Oh.
people used to argue she was the strongest. I've heard that's not true anymore. I've also heard from people that it's still true, but, you know, whatever. But no, I've heard outer stuff for her, but I doubt she's, I doubt there's anything above, like, high outer or anything like that. Or if there was, that'd probably be, like, where you're stretching it at. Of course, fate is, like, really big, so there could be, like, anything out there, right? But it's about what people have presented. SCP-3812 can one-shot Shiki? No, I don't think that'd be true. 3812 kind of struggles to get to outer.
Yeah,
Um,
you know, like
and
anything
even-
in SCP.
Yeah, and even if he is that, or it is that strong, Wojcicki actually has hacks on that scale.
Bro,
As opposed to
I'm-
3812, which is just like a cosmology beat stick.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't know how the fuck any of y'all can remember those SCP numbers.
Oh my god.
Oh, why
There's
any
like
of y'all
three.
read
It
SCP?
baffles me, bro.
Hold up.
Wait a
The
minute.
comments aren't the only thing that come out of Raccoon's mouth. He also possesses the deadly eraser gun technique, a beam of height watt ki that, like a bad animator's nightmare, erases anything that it comes into contact with.
Oh, consistency rate.
Raccoon!
Universal erasure. Let's go.
Raccoon
Hakai?
has existence erasure confirmed by the RPG guidebook. People,
Man,
let's go.
we gotta get the other books for like the fucking
Raccoon
Cell
has the
Saga and
Hakai.
Bee Saga.
Well, he's got something
this
better
is
than
insane.
Hakai. He's got the eraser gun.
He's the eraser gun. Erases anything that comes into contact with.
Hakai? No, I'm
it's
talking
around-
about that eraser gun. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
So that's what fucking Granola used to like erase that rock that one time. That's crazy.
Yeah. Raccoon Hakai, yeah. God dang, Raccoon coming for Beerus's ass. Yeah, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a-
look, man. The fucking Ginyus are getting stacked, bro. I'm just saying.
I don't know
Well-
what this big dumb cat Hakai is, but take my eraser gun.
Well, what does it say about the other Ginyus?
Wait,
Like, I'm sure it's got something
it's-
with fucking.
Here's something that's
Oh
funny.
god, here's better.
Well, here it's like until Goku shows up, that is powered up by his new 50 G enhanced skills. He went up to 100 gravity, 100 times
Yeah.
gravity, not 50. So that's a contradiction right there, Mister. Oh, we read through the manga and the anime, and we got Toriyama to help. They would have like
Sounds like
told
they were
you that
watching the manga
that
and
Goku
reading
was
the anime. It
went up
sounds like
all the way to 100 times like Earth's normal gravity, not 50. Man, can Recruit
So-
erase these 60 arguments from our existence? Possibly. It
So
erases
can I
anything
tap
that comes
the
into
sign?
contact with it. So
Can I tap the sign of Dragon Ball fans can't fucking read? 'Cause that's man,
Yeah, they can't. It's a shame, really.
it really is. It's sad.
Earth's defender easily outpaces the big purple powerhouse, turning him into a big purple dinosaur.
What the fuck?
Who the fuck wrote this shit, dog?
Who wrote this? He turned him into Barney?
Bro's just fucking roasting his ass. Like he obviously doesn't fucking like Burger.
He turned the big purple powerhouse. Wait, hold on. Birder is purple?
Dog, I think this person's colorblind. How the hell are you gonna look at Birder and be like, yeah, that guy's purple?
damn, he kind of purple right now, ain't he?
This
Well,
guy is
hey.
purple?
Hey,
This
hold
guy
on,
is
hold on.
purple?
If he's fucking him up, that means he's got infinite speed, right? Because earlier it was stated, Birder can get infinitely faster.
Man, this is quite the RPG guidebook that has so much validity. I mean, it's saying that Birder is purple. Look at this, guys. Oh, this
Man.
may be the dinosaur they're talking about.
Oh shit, yeah.
This is the dinosaur that Goku turned the big purple dinosaur.
What the hell?
It's-
What
God.
even is the stream anymore? Stream get post.
Look,
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna keep saying it. We gotta get a hold of the fucking Cell Saga and fucking Boo Saga.
Oh, that should
There's
be
gotta be
fairly
some more
interesting.
goofy shit.
Alrighty. But it doesn't even slow Goku down. Hammered on by Goku, Jace turns tail and limps back from Geek.
Why are you reading this like it's smut?
Surfbone? What
listen.
are you doing?
Listen. Listen.
What is he saying?
Bro, he really did read that shit. He was so incensed.
Shut up.
Bad things also come in small packages.
What the fuck?
Keep reading, Surfbone.
Look, that's
Yeah, come on, sir.
man.
Yeah, I
this
think Surfbone
has
has
to
a
be.
tab
This
of
has to be.
archive of our own on the side.
Look, this sounds racist right here. In this case, one of the baddest of the
Whoa.
Ginyu force is Goldo, the frog-like alien with 4 eyes.
Whoa,
Damn.
he put a little-
That's gotta be hella racist.
Sir,
Bro
he put
said
a
that
little
with the hard
emphasis on
F.
the frog.
Yeah,
He said it with a hard
A
F.
hard F frog.
A hard F frog, yeah.
Y'all should watch Drip Sauce Outer Goku.
No.
Oh, from the
no.
Darkest Man, y'all should watch Drip Sauce
Yeah.
Outer Goku. I've already done that on like Clothespin's stream. Like his
Yeah, I think-
arguments suck like really bad. Just
Drip
me reacting
Sauce
to them is not
is-
going to do anything. I'm also going to be
Nah.
responding
Yeah,
to
I-
a lot of the arguments he makes in another video.
Who are these two?
I'd like to say big ups to the Darkest Man, by the way, for supporting the stream. It really means
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you a
Darkest
real
Man.
one for real.
Hell yeah, another one.
Goldo
These-
the Tildo. It's funny.
These two no-goods were trapped behind a cosmic rift in space when the Dragon Ball gang stumbled into their clutches.
The
What
Dragon
the hell
Ball
are they
gang?
talking about?
The
For
Dragon
Z
Ball
Team,
gang.
Dragon Ball gang.
Yes. Oh, yes. This is...
These two.
Oh, these are the space kids.
Those
Oh
are the
my
space
God.
kids.
Is that
yeah.
Why does he look like Yamcha?
He looks
Because-
exactly like Yamcha.
These are fake Namek things.
All three of them look like Yamcha, and the little girl looks like Bulma.
That's
Yeah.
just Bulma.
Yep.
That's Gohan.
That's Yamcha.
that's-
That's Yamcha.
That's
Oh,
Yamcha.
yeah.
That is just what's the guy from the Cooler movies name?
Oh, Salsa or whatever.
Salsa?
Yeah, that's just him. Like the guy that's like the Australian accent. Like that's just him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
clearly.
not
Man,
Australian.
That's
I'd like to
actually Yamcha though.
I'd like to reminisce for a second. The old like Z movies used to have like actual metal soundtrack
Yeah.
to them, like actual
Yeah.
licensed music, and that was sick.
Those were heat.
Yeah, I
They
think
need
you
to bring
had
it back.
you had like Avenged Sevenfold in one of them, and it was lit.
Man, this is just quite.
Whoa.
But I am the master of only one world and the 4 galaxies. Let's go!
Yo, only 4 galaxies?
Only 4
Damn.
galaxies.
Or
Oh, here we go. The Dragon Ball universe.
Oh
Oh
boy.
man, the big picture. Let's see.
what about the small picture?
Yeah, the small picture.
What about the
Small
medium
package.
picture?
The the standard definition picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks medium rare.
Yeah.
Each galaxy is ruled by the Kaioshin, a semi-like god being who oversees its galaxy from the other world. So
Yeah,
all,
semi god.
all of them,
as if
all
they
of them
can't
have
sense
inaccessible
God's
speed because they're in a world that is a temporal world. Everybody, let's go! All the Kaioshins, let's go! By a Kaioshin. Oh boy. Each galaxy is home to billions of stars. Oh yes.
Only
Low ball.
billions? That's kind of low.
Low ball.
Yeah, it's a little.
Low ball.
In the great words of IDub, it's kind of small.
Travel between individual
After-
star systems is relatively common in Dragon Ball Z space.
What?
Dragon Ball Z space?
As opposed to Dragon Ball Z Kai, right, guys?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
But travel between galaxies is rare. It's far easier to just jump to the other world that intersects these galactic neighborhoods and travel from there. So
Why are
it's-
they treating what?
You can just apparently traveling just the normal cosmos is harder than just jumping straight to the other world. That's just
Wow.
an easier thing to do to intersect the galactic neighborhoods. Man.
Mang with the G at the end.
But like, didn't they
Bruh.
just like? Isn't this the same fucking guidebook that said that the other world is metaphysical?
Yeah.
Then how the fuck is that easier? That doesn't make any sense.
How is it
Well,
easier if it's supposed to be the 5th dimension?
Dog. I want to meet the person who made this fucking guidebook because this is.
Wait,
this is
hold
something.
on, hold on. We know, for example, that the original Super Saiyan destroyed a lot of real estate in the West, East, and South galaxies thanks to one of the
What?
DBZ movie backstories. They're citing the Dragon Ball
shit.
movies.
Oh
that's a
my
W
god.
there.
Well, they're bringing up like fucking filler. Like it doesn't.
Bringing up
surprise me.
Broly.
Why
We're
are they
talking
bringing up Star
about-
Wars?
Oh, wait. All right, pause.
Okay, yeah, we gotta go for the darkest man. Donated $10. This man's just benchmarking the whole. It's just benching the whole stream. I'm trying. I'm a beginner's power scaler. I tried to debate Outer Anos on Pins' server, but I was unprepared and found Surf's channel. I'm trying again, but with better and more arguments and counter arguments. All right, good on you. You came to the right place.
Luck.
Yep. Wish you luck, my guy. Yeah, it's free real estate.
Big ups
That's
to
right,
the
Grim. It's
darkest
free
man.
real estate.
Yeah.
He destroyed a
Everything's
lot of
free real
houses.
estate if you're a Super Saiyan, apparently.
Yep, destroyed a lot in the west, east, and south galaxies. Oh man,
What in the hell?
there's only one galaxy that matters, and that's the one our heroes are sitting in, the North Galaxy. Oh man, more popular.
Yeah, the darkest man is goated. Damn straight, chat. Damn straight.
The now obliterated homeworld. Wait, Vegeta, the now obliterated homeworld that Saiyans like Goku and Vegeta, once known as Planet Plant.
Yeah, I mean,
was it called that? I don't remember that. Was it
I
called Planet
think it-
Plant?
No, so there was like
was.
there's like the backstory that like the Saiyans moved planets because they destroyed theirs or whatever, and they took over one. Then Kaba was really mad about that.
Who's the big V?
The big vagina. I
The
don't
big
know.
V? Because it says in Planet Arlia,
is this new to you?
incidentally wiped out as an afterthought by the big V himself. Chat, who's the big V?
Oh, I think he's referring to fucking Vegeta when he blew up
The
like,
big
Planet
V?
of Bugs.
Is that what we're calling?
the big
Yeah, we're calling him the Big V.
The
Someone
big
scale
V.
the big V.
The
Why do they
big
keep bringing up
V.
fucking...
Man, Surfbone don't know what the big V is, bro. That's crazy.
That's sad. Man, can I get an F in chat for fucking Surfbone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
he
knowing what
hasn't
the
he
big
hasn't
V
touched
is.
a big V in over a year, dude.
Yeah,
That's
he's never even
crazy.
seen it.
Damn. I'm just confused as to why they're bringing up like so much fucking filler and like this fucking
Yeah, that's the shocker, not the big V. It's the filler. Yeah.
I mean, there's yeah.
Wait, hold on. This discredits everything that they were trying to say about Akira Toriyama, like helping out with this guidebook. If we make the reasonable assumption that there's a lot more habitable real estate out there, after all, the Saiyans made a living for centuries finding other worlds, wiping out the local inhabitants and selling the empty plants to other races, then we're just going to have to fill in the gaps that Akira Toriyama just hasn't had the time to get scribbled down. So
wait, what was that last part?
Then we're just going to have to fill in the gaps that Akira Toriyama just hasn't had the time to get scribbled down.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that's an L.
Yeah.
MNOP.
That is indeed an L.
We should rely on headcanon, basically.
It's now time to step off from the known worlds of the DBZ canon and start populating the universe with the new places to visit.
Can I ask the chat something real fast? Why is it that in the alphabet LMNOP just hits hard? Like none of the other letters hit hard like that.
It just rolls off the tongue, man.
Yeah,
LMNOP.
Tell me y'all aren't hyped for when the LMNOP bass drops. Like, come on.
Don't tempt me, Hashi. I'll make an ABC rap.
Oh no.
That would be really powerful. Although it's probably already been done.
Man. Theme planets. This is just like thinking like Toriyama and all this stuff.
Alright, I personally gotta hop off the.
Wait,
I gotta hop off the stream.
Do me a favor, real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Text Clothespins and be like, "Hey, what'd you think of when the Big V fought Frieza?"
yeah, I'll do that and see what he says. All right, I'm gonna gonna hit you guys up later.
All right.
Appreciate being on the stream.
You better.
Appreciate all the motherfuckers in the chat. Y'all are sexy.
Wait,
Except
no.
BJ.
Fuck you.
Hold on. They contradicted himself. They say that he was a huge blue-skinned alien like here, but they called him purple earlier.
No. Remember, Goku turned him purple, man. Remember?
He hit him so hard he turned a different color.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look,
He turned him
purple dinosaur.
He turned him into a purple dinosaur.
That's Barney right there.
That's Barney. What about
Nah.
Vardok? The
Vardok.
Vardok.
What the hell?
Ooh, Darkest Man with another $2. Anos,
W.
or Anos versus Manga Goku.
Anus versus.
Yeah, I don't actually know how strong Anos is in any one particular medium. I kind of just like hear people think he's like really strong or something. But big ups for the super chat.
I'm pretty sure he has like. Okay, I don't know like what he actually scales to, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing a feat where he's like inaccessible at the very least. So.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if it's in the anime though, because he's specifying in the anime.
The anime feat is kind of weird. It could be like a resistance thing, but yeah. Anyways, I gotta go. Catch y'all later. Peace.
Later, Kosu.
Oh no.
What? What's wrong?
Kui, blue humanoid. That's blue.
I can see
We're
that
calling
more than
people
purple.
blue.
He's blue. It's also
More accurate than being purple.
Also,
He's
Ginyu.
blue.
Also, Ginyu, blue horned humanoid.
Dog, whoever wrote this is fucking colorblind.
Oh my god.
Anos was debunked to planet level. See, when people say it like that, you're just
That's gross. That sounds
yeah.
so
Don't say
gross.
that.
On the topic of that, there's something I got to get off my chest. Saying rebunk is possibly the cringiest thing I've ever said.
Yeah.
Oh damn
Yeah.
straight, son.
Nah, bro, that was a rebunked. What does it mean? What does that mean?
What does that even
What does it
mean?
mean? It's been rebunked, bro. Okay,
Nah,
what does that
I'm
mean?
gonna pull a spelling bee and be like, can you use this in a sentence? Fucking hell.
And before someone pulls up like actual archive footage from like World War One, where fucking commanders like talking like our bunker got destroyed, so we had to rebunk it.
God damn it.
Man, Dragon Ball Z Earth has no force fields, no battle feats, and no high energy weapons. I mean, they literally Dragon Ball Z Earth. What do you think Android 17 came from?
Didn't Mai have
His
a
whole
fucking
thing
gun?
is making force fields.
Didn't Mai have a gun that could like kill fucking Goku Black?
She thought she did, but it failed.
Where'd she come from?
Nah, she thought she had one that would kill him, but it failed. He was just like,
Yeah,
damn, you really thought that was gonna work, huh? Roll a 1d6 on a 1 4. This is what is available to your tech level. What?
Oh god damn it.
These are just.
This side doesn't have the foot opening.
This is such a fucking image. What is this? What is Frieza doing?
That's almost. That's almost
What is
as good as the
this?
Daffy Duck.
What is Frieza doing?
Let's show.
He's busting
You got the
move.
basic idea now. That's man.
Oh man, this is just. Oh no, space travel.
I have an idea
Looking
for a
DMs.
meme later.
That one's almost
wait,
as powerful as
Surf.
this.
Scroll up a little bit. What was that? There is no interplanetary travel. It's faster than light or nothing, and there's no
Tedious mucking about in hyperspace either.
what?
But apparently, traveling to the other world is much easier than just traveling to galaxies and other ones.
Yeah, it's just easier to die than it is to get into a fucking spaceship, dog.
That's like a speedrun strat, honestly.
Honestly. He glizzy whipped Vegeta.
Opinions on 5D DC at VSB. So they did this weird thing where they like tried to separate the like continuities, which is completely incoherent, by the way. But the issue is that it's like saying you're gonna clean your house one room at a time, but the first room you did ended up dirtier than when you started. Like the arguments they make are completely nonsensical, and they really care about who wrote it, but that doesn't really matter now, does it? Right? Like if you're writing a tie-in to like death metal, does that matter to Snyder's continuity or your own? Right?
And they actually they try to insert their own headcanon here to explain why the ships are able to travel at faster than light speeds. The answer seems to be in the way that ships work in Dragon Ball Z. All ships operate using anti-gravity drives. Between this and the fact that all sorts of races appear to be able to build gravity training rooms, we can assume that Dragon Ball Z scientists have managed to gain a total control over the mass/energy part of the old E=mc² equation, rendering ships essentially massless in real space, while imparting their hulls with inertial velocities.
Not the E=mc² velocity.
Like
That sounds
literal
like
headcanon.
Yeah, like bro is reading fucking Dragon Ball W. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, this is like literal headcanon. Like I was gonna say, how did people read this and think it was valid, but Dragon Ball fans don't read, so.
Yeah, don't fuck with Dragon Ball
Literally
fans.
didn't read this.
They can't read.
He was a part of a campaign that was using this for D&D, and I was like, damn, this shit sounds powerful. I want to use it.
No, I think what happened is they were just fishing for another guide, and they eventually just called this a guide.
No, even though it's
Clearly not a guide, though, when it's like, roll a 2d10.
Reading the chat again, VSB wants to do the same thing for whatever, for Marvel, VSB will... So VSB, they get their clicks because of outrage culture, because of folks like you in the chat will tell everybody, like, oh, VSB is downgrading your verse. But then people will go and try to, like, fight it. But that's what they want. They want the clicks. They want the outrage. They want the views. They don't care about being right. They don't care about even being wrong. They just want to piss people off.
Rue, Hashi.
Man.
Yeah, Rue.
me.
I'm the one
Me?
who operated a successful YouTube channel. Me. Free.
What is...
God damn it! Now you got me fucking saying it,
Near
Hashi.
star
Fuck you.
What is near...
Free.
What is near star travel speed?
Near
I think-
star travel speed, weak.
I think it means to travel to a nearby star, so like Proxima Centauri, which is like...
The space kids colony ship near a year. Okay. Based off of what? Please tell me.
Wait, scroll back up. How big was that thing?
About the size of an ocean liner.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
Well, so you're traveling the universe with that thing?
And this is like the size of the large building, which is...
Like, bro, just go find a planet.
Man, we've been finding a lot of things within this guy.
Oh, there's a theory. And this is a game, too. Is it a game,
Here's a
too?
theory. Judging from what we have seen of Frieza's ship designs and his inability to repair a scouter, there's an inference that his high-tech may be from another source. Perhaps the now long-extinct truffles of Planet Plant/Vegeta.
Didn't they literally say
More
that
headcanon.
the With one, the truffles were already gone by the time we see Frieza like take the helm of the Frieza.
Oh, we
The
back
Broly.
momentarily.
So, and that's when he was like, "Hey, we brought us some gift for you. It's a new scout." So they just don't exist anymore. Oh my god. Oh hell, you get a ship in this game? That's great.
In the next saga, one villain character hits 2.5 million, but gets his clock cleaned away by a good guy with a 400 million power level clout.
Power level clout.
Who made this?
Who made this? What is this? Who has the 400 million?
No, who puts the word clout in a quote unquote guide?
Who the hell has power level clout?
Oh yeah, he's got the clout.
I mean, he's got the clout. His clout is off the charts.
His clout is over 400 million.
Oh man, we now in the Frieza saga we now enter the big leagues where the chef baddies, the chief baddies are stacking up in the tens of thousands. The head honcho hits his stride at a cool 2 million. What do you mean 2 million? 2 million what? 2 million men? 2 million power level?
I want to meet the motherfucker who made this.
Oh man, I need to wait till Hashi gets back so I can. The big V got a power level clout. True, the big V do got that power level clout. Maybe that's back. Okay, Hashi, I need you to listen to this quote real quick.
All right, I'm listening.
Think we're kidding? In the next saga, one villain character hits 2.5 million, but gets his clock cleaned away by a good guy with a 4 million power level clout.
Oh, I'm gonna clean your clock.
Yeah, with my 4 million power level clout. Hashi is just silent.
That certainly was a sentence of all time.
That was a sentence of all time.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're thinking this is from the clout of the big V, clearly. That makes more sense.
Cat, go away. I don't like you.
Oh, they actually talk about the Kamehameha pronunciation? Alrighty.
Cat, go away. Scram.
Let's see. Is there anything else to gain from this thing? Oh, Cell is in here?
Oh boy. What do they say about him?
Wait, making it...
It's omnipotent power.
Doesn't seem like there's anything other than just game mechanics that talk about him. I know there is other stuff. Frieza's power. Key attacks. Oh, this is just for...
Oh, wait, I'd like to comment on the chat.
Yep.
Why did VSB remove irrelevant speed? It's because they think being outer versal is a no limits fallacy because they're regarded with such low respect. And so irrelevant speed didn't make sense because that'd be like acknowledging that outer was real, and so they removed it.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring up, if you look in their if there are frequently asked questions page, they literally say that going on dimensionality is a no limits fallacy. So
make sure to use ad block, by the way. Always use ad block, and do not sign up for their site because they might have your info.
Yep.
So yeah. They probably do, but...
He never explained this one either. Like, okay, it's our theory. Master Toriyama never explains the Planet Buster directly, but if you watch enough Star Trek like we do, you can usually figure the pseudoscience of this stuff out. So they're literally saying, because they don't have Toriyama to help comment on this stuff and help them form better opinions and a better establishment of Dragon Ball, like cosmology and everything, they literally say, well, we watch Star Trek. And that's how we come to all these conclusions, guys. You just need to watch enough Star Trek.
Is VSP getting worse every day? It was never good. It was always bad.
The best, it was at its best when it was just created, when there was nothing.
Like, it was never like this like gold mine of stuff. It was some areas were better curated than others because some people would fight tooth and nail for it. And those people happen to be smart, but those people have since left, and now it's gone to shite. So.
Let's see. The eraser gun. Oh boy.
Quit reading the eraser gun.
It's right there. Look,
oh yeah, don't use ad block on this channel. Make sure you turn off your ad block for this. Of course. I need ammo, something fierce. Surfbone, did you die, or are you reading the eraser gun to yourself again?
No, I'm reading more of this stuff to see what's with these sayings anyway.
I guess I'll occupy the chat then.
Yep.
I haven't been on there in a year. Damn, it got worse. It's always getting worse. Yeah, it's always bad. By VSP standards, the act of cutting efficient. I mean, yeah, they'll do, like, VSP is in part responsible for this, like, culture we have in scaling right now, where people are like, oh, an atom or whatever is, like topologically superior to, like, your whole verse or something. It's dumb. It's really dumb. It makes you sound dumb, too. Like, don't say it.
Taking too many spirit bombs in the face. If you live through it, your constantly evolving saint body will heal up if you make it, and allows you to bounce off those portable supernovas off your back, like a duck shedding water in a rainstorm. So they're calling
why?
So they're calling spirit bombs portable supernovas.
Why? Oh, cool. Ice staff part.
Alrighty. Oh, there's some people who have some questions for you in the chat.
Oh, word. Yeah, sorry, I'm playing zombies at the same time that we've been streaming, so I have to pause to look down. Alright, Hashi, what are your thoughts on crocodiles? I want one. They're adorable. Goku would one-shot Anos? I don't think that.
I don't think that either.
Yeah.
Surfbone should make a video on how temporal dimensions work. Just never think about them ever. There you go. There's your video.
What do you think of 4D Naruto? I mean, there are definitely good arguments for it.
Yep.
Like,
has a whole
I
video
can think.
On it.
Yeah, there's like a singular issue with arguing it, but by that I mean it's a problem you have to solve. It doesn't like discredit all the scans or some nonsense like that, right? So. Now TikTok scalers are bad. Well, the issue is that TikTok is made for like people with ADHD. And so because of that, like, you just don't get that much content in a TikTok. It's like speed, this guy, strength, this guy, AP, this guy, dick size, this guy, you know, and it's like, what, like, why? Like, why don't you just, like, actually make, like, a formal video and talk about it, right?
Yeah.
It's not that hard, really. Especially since, like, the research most TikTokers put in is, like, next to none. So.
Apparently, going off of this, in order to become a Super Saiyan, you need to at least have a minimum of a power level of 500 million.
Oh, really? That's interesting. Why? I mean, timeline. No, it's not because of the temporal dimension. Temporal dimensions aren't a thing.
Oh my god. Okay, I found it. I found the thing that people keep citing. The one that Ava was talking about. Here's what it gets sticky. Toriyama never tells us exactly how much the Super Saiyan state increases your power levels. But you keep constantly saying that you cite other guides. I thought you guys did your research.
So someone asked, is light speed in DC like a measurable or whatever? There are arguments for it, so like what light is in DC. And there are definitely some statements that are more consistent that way. So, yeah. TickTock has good low tier scaling. I don't know if they do. I feel like
Super Saiyan 1.
It's gonna be like
the multiplicative factor was roughly 2.5 times the Saiyan's current power level.
How are temporal dimensions not a thing? They can exist in fiction at least. I mean, so can like a badger mole, right? But does that mean that like if a badger mole appeared somewhere else, it would have the same properties? No. My point is that temporal dimensions aren't defined in real life. So they don't magically make anything any strength.
Like, literally, you can look up temporal dimension in Google, and it will tell you literally nothing. Because everything specifies that a temporal dimension is not the same as a spatial one. And if it's... And they never explain what the hell a temporal dimension even means, or if it has any type of physicality to it. Nothing ever goes into depth on what a temporal dimension really is. So it's best to just not think about it and completely forget about it. They're not relevant to scaling, and you could easily just never care about it ever, and you would be scaling things just fine.
To be fair, in Infinite Frontier number 0, the entire DC cosmology, I still wouldn't justify separating the cosmology by author, though. Especially even when they do that, it's incoherent. Like if you're reading a Flash comic, right, and it's written by, let's say, Joshua Williamson, right? What cosmology does that apply to? Does it apply to Grant Morrison's? Does it apply to like whatever author they use so they consider the presence is super strong? Like, you know. Yeah, I know they aren't. I'm just wondering how would a 3D world with temporal dimensions work? It, like I said, temporal dimensions aren't a thing in real life, so we don't have like a predictive model for that.
Yeah.
It's like asking like how would Earth work with bending? Like, I've been watching Avatar lately, if you can't tell.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, that's the entire Frieza Saga guidebook.
Man, why didn't you tell me, Hashi?
Because I don't like watching stuff with people.
I mean, I wasn't going to watch it with you.
You guys get to watch some otters.
Yeah, I was
we'll
probably
end the stream within like the next 5 minutes or so.
Yep. Unless someone has a video they really want us to watch. And by really want us to watch, I mean has the cha-ching to make me watch it.
I will say, depending on what video did they want us to watch?
Yeah, obviously, if the video's like an hour long, that's getting a veto. But if it's like a 5-minute video or something, I don't know. What I was getting at was something I noticed in Avatar is that lava bending appears before lightning bending does.
Oh, does it?
In fact, yeah. So
Roku uses it pretty early on.
Yeah, Roku uses it. The one fire avatar before Roku also uses it, I believe, before we see actual lightning bending. Lightning redirection also comes up before lightning bending does.
In terms of the verse, lightning bending does come up earlier, but that's...
Yeah, I'm talking about what we see in the show.
Yeah, I know.
There are some cute otters indeed.
Man outer?
Yeah,
Shun was outer.
That's called my cat laying on the keyboard, by the way. I'm gonna read the chat a little bit. Is this a comic thing, or DC have a particular thing about rebooting itself? DC does events called crises every so often, because a comic sells better if it's a lower issue number.
Yep.
So like issue 1s sell really well, and so they always do a crisis and restart with issue 1, and then for most of them, after a while, they'll go back to legacy numbering. So it'll be like Superman issue 10, and then it'll be Superman issue 11, legacy number 552 or whatever. Goku is at least 5. I'm not. Jesus
Well,
Christ, I almost read that. I'm not reading that.
I was just gonna say, so before you go on that, so someone said watch a drip sauce video, like the 30-minute one. All right, I'm only giving you this like benchmark, and the only reason why it's high is because one, I don't want to watch him, I don't want to give him attention, or just like listen to all those arguments again. We will watch that if you want us to watch that right now, in time, right now, $100 donation. For a $100 donation, we will watch that shit right now.
Drop the fatty.
Drop the fatty donation, and I will watch it. Otherwise, I'm not watching it.
To be very blunt, I didn't really want to stream today either. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, we don't want to do it, but if there's like enough demand or something like that, then we will, right? But it's just like one of those things. Also, the dead meme train, it's not really corporate meddling. It's just like a business model that works. And it works better for newcomers too, because it makes you more willing to buy a comic.
Yeah.
Especially because
I actually missed this. Question earlier.
Let me talk about comics a little bit more real fast.
Okay.
If you've ever been to a comic book shop, then you'll see like they have like the titles for like books, right? And it'll say like Iron Man issue 12, right? Even if that's a new story arc and they advertise it, you're not gonna grab it. But if it's issue 1 and it's like the same book, you'll buy it. So. It does work, and I like it.
Someone asked earlier, can a character not be outer but have a relevant speed? Yes.
Yes, it can.
This is very abundant in DC. Funny enough.
Yeah, it's also abundant in other verses where you have outer stuff. I mean, it's kind of a natural consequence, right?
Yeah. And if people, I'm just letting you know right now, drop that $100 donation. We'll watch it right now. Otherwise, I'm not watching
or any video that you want to watch.
Yeah, either that too.
Yep. So.
Yeah, anything.
I know Anna says
Sob's video would
non-existent
be a lot less,
personality. Instagrams, nothing miss. Closergrams used to nothing. It's the shark kids. All right. Well, thank you for that. I thought that was a question at first. The darkness man. That's what I was reading. I was like, all right, where's the curiosity at? Yeah, it's like where's the funny, but it's where's the curiosity.
Everyone here is poor. Again, I'm not like trying to force people to donate. Right?
Yeah, we're not demanding. We're saying if someone really wants us to watch it, that is what. Otherwise, we're probably gonna dip out here in a few minutes.
Yeah. Again, we've already gone for 2 hours. So if you want us to watch a 30-minute video and give a proper like analysis and addressment of that video, in a 30-minute video, by the way, we're watching that, and we're going to be pausing almost every 10 seconds. So you're basically asking us to do another 2 hours of this stuff. So I'm just saying, the only reason it's that high is because, we don't want to watch it, and we've already been going for 2 hours.
Yep. Immeasurable speed characters can travel through time. What kind of irrelevant? They can move beyond, like, the concept of space.
Yeah.
So,
they can basically
like,
travel to outerversal realms, essentially, or travel among them.
Yeah, any distance that could ever be covered, they would be able to cover it. If I could see what foot... Oh, it's this foot that has it. Sorry, I'm playing Zombies, as I said. I'm playing Origins.
Yep.
Oh, I got down to... Alright, that's fine. Are you guys interested in Black Clover? No, I'm not.
I am. I really like Black Clover, but
I do. That's an L.
It's gonna. It depends on how my schedule's going. I'm focused on skilling other verses like right now, and making other stuff in regards to those verses mainly. But yeah, we probably will do this for another say 2 more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's 8:54 my time. I haven't eaten yet either. So, even if, like, hypothetically someone does want us to keep going that badly, right?
Yeah, this is like...
I would have to make food.
Yep.
Yeah. So, can a character with finite speed or accelerate to infinite or immeasurable? Hypothetically, you could, right? like through some mean. Like there are characters who do get faster and then get that faster. Like I think there's feats of like the Flash doing that, for instance. Or like Superman will hold back and then he'll go that fast and he'll hold back again. You definitely don't always have to be that fast. Accelerator versus Gojo. I'd have to reread how Accelerator's ability works.
Mm-hmm.
I know he has a very interesting one.
Yeah, my understanding of it is Accelerator would beat the shit out of Gojo.
Yeah. Accelerator is like an old guard character. Like this is like way before like everybody would like name drop like feathering and bullshit. Accelerator was a pretty hype beastie character back then.
Another one is the motherfuckers from like Masada-verse. I remember they used to run him back in the day, or people from that verse.
Alrighty. I guess like probably like one more question, and then we're probably gonna end the stream here.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad because the chat's a bit delayed.
Yeah. One more question.
If a being from a 3D universe could transcend it in AP wise, I don't know what that means. Then would it be possible for a 4D being to have? No, if you're 4D and like your being is 4D, right? Having like 3D AP would be like if you couldn't even destroy an atom in real life. Now I know someone's gonna say, "Oh, well, no one destroys atoms, Hashi. Matter can't be created or destroyed." But like, if you couldn't like rip a piece of paper in two, right? Like it would be even wider of a gap than that. Accept my friend request on Discord. Who are you telling that to? Accelerator versus Goku, probably Accelerator. What anime characters are boundless? We don't use boundless here, but like Boba Bell would be like outer. I was like fake characters
as well.
Yeah, Toriko. Pretty sure there's like outer Sailor Moon stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty. Well, I guess like the last question we're going to end off is which anime characters are boundless? None. There we go. That'll be the last question of the stream. Thank you all for coming across the stream and giving your support. Thanks especially to the Darkest Man for donating for practically most of the stream in comparison to everybody else. So for future content, there was supposed to be a Gojo Speed video coming out today, but unfortunately the editor that I have, who's done a lot of work for Karthu's Dojo, he's a really good editor, but unfortunately he wasn't able to get it out today, and said it needed a bit more time and we were going to delay it to next Friday instead. And I'm actually having a good buddy of mine make a custom thumbnail for that video too, which I'll just only say it was Hashi's idea. My
ideas tend to make the best thumbnails, so.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much no one else came up with a better idea for that. So, 'cause otherwise it would have been something generic that we came up with. But yeah, we have that coming up. I'm obviously going to try to be posting shorts every day that there isn't a video. Emphasis on try, because I can only do the best I can. But either way, we got a lot of videos coming along. One video that I actually haven't made public yet on the fact that I just finished it is I'm going to be making a video on the true like abilities and limitations of the Death Note. That was kind of been like a passion project like a few months ago, and I just recently got back onto it and started coming up with a lot of really cool stuff in that script that's no one's really come up with before on YouTube, really, as far as I can tell. Let's see, what else do we got? Obviously we have like an actual like a video format in scripted. We have like the whole like addressing all of the 5D 6D universal stuff for Goku and just debunking all of that, actually addressing them with proper arguments, explaining why like all the like the Dragon Ball plot just pretty much contradicts these interpretations entirely, and just kind of going over why their reasoning is invalid and all this stuff, and kind of going into like the bias that they make up. There's a lot of videos coming along, but those are just the main ones that I have in production that I'm currently working on for everybody to look forward to. But with that being said, thank you all for watching, and class is dismissed. Say goodbye, guys. Oh my gosh.
All right. Oh, wait, the stream's still up, right? We're still going.
I'm just saying, say goodbye.
Oh, bye, guys. Have a free bird.